Yo guys, welcome back to the Transfer Daily YouTube channel, and we are back bringing you the latest updates from the transfer market. So let's get straight into it. And Manchester City then, a crucial week for them with signings, etc., with them working on deals for Reijnders and Chelsea and also Ryan Aït-Nouri. But one deal we can say that will happen is Reijnders, and Reijnders is set to join Manchester City on a permanent transfer from AC Milan this summer. AC Milan big sale after not qualifying for Champions League football, and Reijnders is expected to be that. And he is a top target for the number 8 position for Manchester City, and we know they've been working on the deal now for the last weeks, and the verbal agreement is now in place for a €70 million package. As I said all along, is a AC Milan wants around €70 million, and now they have got the package of €70 million, which is being finalised. The personal terms are already agreed, as Reijnders agreed them earlier on last week, and it is a first signing for Manchester City this summer. But still, I wouldn't be surprised, as we know they've just agreed personal terms with Ryan and Chelsea. If we get Aït-Nouri and Chelsea deals in the next week or so, because we know they want the players in line for the Club World Cup, and Reijnders expected to have his medical after international duty with Netherlands this week. And sticking on the topic of AC Milan outgoings, and we're going to be talking about Maignan and Chelsea. So Chelsea made an approach to sign Maignan as new goalkeeper. Chelsea are happy with the current goalkeepers, but they see this as a great market opportunity, and that is why they decided to approach AC Milan over it. And he's still not signed a new contract, Maignan, which runs until 2026, as I've just explained, is why it's a market opportunity for Chelsea. So we know he's 29 years of age, and Chelsea are aware of the situation, and talks are ongoing between Chelsea and Milan. And what do we know at the moment then about it? And AC Milan value Maignan around €30 million. So this, for a player who's aged 29 and has 1 year left on his contract, is quite a heavy fee. But we know that AC Milan, new sporting director, etc., they won't want to lose all the players because they've lost Reijnders. Theo Hernandez will leave as well. So Chelsea currently don't want to pay what Milan's value is €30 million, which is €25 million plus €5 million in add-ons. And Chelsea are prepared to pay €15 million at the maximum, but €10 million is a current discussion they have. But let's wait and see if Milan budge or Chelsea budge on this one. But more updates coming in the next days, because Chelsea are giving AC Milan and them until Monday to decide on the Maignan situation. So then Jobe Bellingham obviously informed all the clubs a few days ago about his decision that he wants to join Borussia Dortmund this summer, and they are now in advanced talks is Borussia Dortmund and Sunderland over a fee, and personal terms have already been agreed, because Jobe said, I want to play for Borussia Dortmund. He informed Sunderland of this. Also Eintracht Frankfurt, Leipzig, the German clubs who are looking at him. And Borussia Dortmund now know this, hence why they are now pushing forward with the signing. And he was one of the top priorities for Dortmund this summer, and they're working on the deal. And Borussia Dortmund are now expected to finalise the deal with Jobe Bellingham in the next days, as talks are ongoing with Sunderland and advanced stages now. He can leave for around 25 million, as I've said previous times, despite the release clause in his contract. He can leave for 25 million. Gentleman's agreement between Jobe and Sunderland. And yeah, in the next few days, I'm expecting this one to be finalised, and Jobe Bellingham will then sign a 5-year contract at Borussia Dortmund. AC Milan then closing in on the free agent signing of Luka Modrić. As we know, Luka Modrić will leave Real Madrid as a free agent, as it was his last game at the Bernabeu a few weeks ago. And he has had many approaches, Luka Modrić has, but AC Milan seem to be the club where he will go to. As I've just revealed, Milan are closing in on the signing. They've offered Luka Modrić a contract until June 2026, plus an option for a further year if so. And Luka Modric's plan is to play in the 2026 World Cup for Croatia, then retire. But let's wait and see if this option for a further year until 2027 gets triggered. But this one is expected to be completed, as the AC Milan sporting director was in Croatia yesterday around the national team for talks on this one. So I'm expecting this one soon. Around 3.5 million euros net per season is what Milan are offering, and AC Milan just waiting on the final green light for Luka Modrić, and then they will proceed to complete the deal. Bournemouth centre-back Ilya Zabroni and PSG. So sorry if I butchered the second name there, but what can we say on this one? And Luis Campos, a PSG sporting director, was in England this week for the signing of Zabroni from Bournemouth, as Fabrice Hawkins reported first. And Zabroni wants to join PSG this summer, and Luis Campos has tracked him even when he was at Dynamo Kiev in Ukraine. So he's been tracking him for quite a while. So let's wait and see of Bournemouth's stance. But a new centre-back will happen for PSG this summer. This has nothing to do with the departure of Marquinhos. It is just for more squad depth and more options in the centre-back position for PSG this summer. But a deal all depends on if Bournemouth will let Ilya Zabroni go after. We know they've already lost Dean Huijsen this summer. Milos Kerkez will join Liverpool, just waiting on a final agreement on the transfer fee. So Bournemouth obviously will be a bit sceptical about letting Zabroni go, but the player wants to join, so let's wait and see if an agreement can be made, because club-to-club talks between PSG and Bournemouth have taken place. So then one of the best young talents coming out of Argentina and South America, Franco Mastantuono from River Plate this summer. And PSG were working on a deal, as I've mentioned in a previous video, is that PSG were confident they were the front runners for a deal after there was interest from other clubs, Chelsea, Manchester United, etc. But no concrete moves were made. PSG, only club to make concrete moves. But from PSG's side, yesterday, Franco was keen on the move to PSG this summer, with PSG relaxed about the situation because River Plate want Franco to play in the Club World Cup for River Plate this summer. So they're very relaxed about the situation, PSG were, as no other club was shown a threat. But what can we say on this one? And that is that Real Madrid have called over Franco Mastantuono in yesterday to understand the situation of the player, and the relationship between the agent and Real Madrid was broken, because we know last summer Real Madrid really liked the player and they wanted to sign him, but the relationship was broken, and the feeling is that Real Madrid could move quick for this one, and it could turn into a real battle between PSG and Real Madrid once again over a player or etc. And it is believed that the directors of Real Madrid are in Argentina today to have talks with the player. As we know, looking for a new centre mid, a more attacking player like Nico Paz and Franco Mastantuono. So the deal could be back on for Real Madrid, but PSG also pushing for the signing. And from River Plate's point of view, they will, whichever team signs Franco will have to trigger the €45 million release clause for the player. And also River Plate want Franco to remain until after the Club World Cup, and this is probably going to happen either way, even if he does move before this, because as we know, now PSG and Real Madrid, PSG can move quick and trigger the release clause, but PSG have never had an agreement on personal terms. But Real Madrid and PSG are now believed to want a solution very fast, and we could get one very quick. He will either join Real Madrid or PSG this summer, I can guarantee you that, as Premier League clubs, etc., don't seem to be wanting to make a move for the 17-year-old. But one of the best talents. Let me know in the comments where you think Franco Mastantuono goes this summer. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.